be so close. The rift. It's magnificent. When we've done what we came to do, it's finally time. I shall soon be reborn into perfection. Too much mayhem to be sown to stop and talk right now. Commander.
Once again, fit for duty, Commander.
Too much mayhem to be sown to stop and talk right now.
It appears Horizon Point Station is still in the process of being reconstituted. The rift itself is also more unstable than ever. As a result, landing closer to the location of the Protectorate's large-scale rift anomaly modulator is not possible. In order to modify it with the rift data you processed in the archive, you will need to travel to its location on foot and seize it. The energy readings from the modulator can be traced to the Sovereign's flagship, Providence, hovering on the far side of the station. Hypothesizing. Given Protectorate hierarchy and the recent announcement about the Sovereign's mental refreshment, this is likely the Consul's doing. He will need to be stopped.
But to what end is he working here? The Consul I once knew would never act so recklessly.
The Consul's motives are unknown. While destruction may be the result, it may not be the goal. Warning. The rift is growing dangerously unstable. Using the rift modulator on board the Providence is the only way to prevent certain destruction of the colony. While the Order and Auntie's Choice have sent their forces to assist you in intercepting the modulator, it will take time for them to navigate the station.
I'm along for the ride if you'll have me. I want a front seat view of this rift.
Once the modulator is secured, it may be used to close the rift and save Arcadia and all those in its orbit. There is minimal room for error, Commander. Good luck.
What in the interminable void are we looking at here? Everything that's been reconstituted appears maladjusted, imperfect, defective. Yes, that's definitely the Sovereign's ship.
Everything's broken here. Wires, twisted, landing pad, dirty. Oh.
Is this what happens when someone clings too tightly to the past? very vulnerable.
N-ray. Exposure. Undermining. Functioning. N-ray. Exposure. Undermining. Functioning.
The protectorate is...
Man isn't always subtle with its warnings.
Let us hope that whatever architect forsaken logic operates within this place.
Attention! This is your anti-calling. Per our agreement, Anti's choice support ships, including the fine print, the contingency plan, and the upper hand, are headed your way. Order forces are on a similar trajectory.
Keep support in spades! The consul must be quaking in his boots.
Wasn't sure that'd work.
Sight of my fellow subjects, shambling with half-remembered directives. We must...
Proceeding to attack.
Commencing guidance.
For combatant analysis. stupefied.
Medics and pharmaceutical provisions incoming. And we're right behind them with a delivery of Auntie's Choice finest supplies. Soon you'll say, that is better than nature.
Forward! Forward! Destroy these abominations! Adjusting calculations. Hold fire on our allies.
Mobilizing. Back to Torpificator is charged.
Exposure. Undermining.
Target analyzed. Lay down fire. Stupefied. Check your scopes for
N-ray. Exposure. Undermining. Functioning.
Ready to dispense judgment!
Predictable.
that.
Commander, if I know one thing for certain, murdering members of the Order isn't my role within the grand plan. That line of thought is not unknown to me. In my role at the Department of Preemptive Causal Redirection, we cross the line routinely. But I can't stomach this further. Don't ask me to. Dispatching Order renegades I can bear. Anyone else from the group? Never again.
Is there another sane person in this horrible place? They sound distressed. We must rescue them.
Get away from me. See them? They were my teammates and they didn't listen neither. You'll end up just the same.
Be wary. Considering those we've encountered thus far, this individual may not be the negotiating kind.
Wait. Commander? Is that you? No. No, this must be some kind of trick. Law, what's happening to me? So it is you. Thank Law. I don't understand what happened, Commander. Something was wrong with Sandoval and Jepson. They glowed like they were aflame. They ran in, jumped at me, clawed at me. Law, I had to kill them.
Insane. Like the troopers outside. I've no theory as to why your fellow agent did not meet the same fate. Perhaps it would have been more merciful if she had.
I don't understand what's happening. Everything was fine. Till the explosion. I was pinned. Fire closed in. I tried to move. Tried to find the rookie. Then the whole station shook and tore apart. And then... nothing.
This woman was alive when the rift consumed the station. That's the key piece of data here. Thus, the modulator reconstructed her in the same state. Alive, although hardly well.
Wait. There was something else. Sandoval was yelling. DeVries wasn't responding to comms. But... Law, I knew something was the matter. Tell me. Tell me everything. So she never intended for any of us to survive. Figures. So what is it that left me like this? Not right. Stop speaking in circles. What are they doing?
The intricacies are beyond me. The rifts can be reverted, that which they consumed recreated. But the process is unnatural. It brings things back, misshapen.
So I've come back from death to some... what? Some warped version of life? All because of some twisted experiment? Is that about right? I assume you got a plan to help me? You do, don't you? Boy, this is it, ain't it? I'll never see the sun again. Never fly in our ship. Never anything. What am I supposed to do? Yeah, well, the amount of hope I got ain't worth a damn. Reckon best you can do is end this for me. So will you? I'm sure this is the final kindness you'll do for me, Commander. Thank you. Try not to miss, huh? I'll just wait.
A mercy killing is a terrible thing, and not performed lightly. You have spared your compatriot a surfeit of agony. It was right.
Your data manipulation. Post haste! Stop! Fleeing the crime is also... Internal records classify you a figure of ill repute, and with a significant backlog of fines.
Allow me, child. I have a familiarity with order procedures. Such an unproductive misuse of time. I request we dispense with this matter in the interests of the equation and all who serve it.
But yes, quite right. The equation must take precedence. All charges shall hereby be purged from you and your companion's permanent record to avoid further distraction.
Glad my decades wasted outwitting petty bureaucrats weren't utterly in vain. But let's not overplay that option.
Law! These soldiers look even more hideous than our grafting experiments. Supplies available ahead, Commander. Consider it payment for your support.
You with Auntie?
Hold clear.
Auntie's been looking for you, criminal. Pay what you... Everything seems to be in order. Carry on.
Are you in need of any weapons, armor, or other supplies? The presiding bishop foresaw this. We are most grateful for your role in reconciling Auntie's choice and the Order. Please, the Order of the Ascendant will be waiting in anticipation of further orders. May the numbers guide you.
Initial observations conclude that the subject does not possess major ailments.
You suffered extensive damage.
Wait here, Commander. Go on.
A mercy killing is a terrible thing, and not performed lightly. You have spared your compatriot a surfeit of agony. It was right.
Did you consider we keep that mark for a reason? Oh, you must answer your larceny. Oh, fleeing a crime is also a crime. Why flee? Submit the questioning to make both our days more efficient. Stand pat and return your ill-gotten goods. Internal records classify you a figure of ill repute and with a significant backlog of fines.
Allow me, child. I have a familiarity with Order procedures. Such an unproductive misuse of time. I request we dispense with this matter in the interests of the equation and all who serve it.
But yes, quite right. The equation must take precedence. All charges shall hereby be purged from you and your companion's permanent record to avoid further distraction.
Glad my decades wasted outwitting petty bureaucrats weren't utterly in vain. But let's not overplay that option.
These soldiers look even more hideous than our crafting.
The Sovereign's ship up close. I believe we can safely assume he's not on it, or on that rover around Hitler.
Cassie's choice don't look kindly
Did they
upon
just appear from the rifts?
You with Andy?
They don't look right.
All's clear.
Supplies.
You may approach, Commander. We've got supplies at the ready.
Stop and submit for interrogation. You're wanted for... Everything seems to be in order. Carry on.
Are you in need of any weapons, armor, or other supplies? The presiding bishop foresaw this. We are most grateful for your role in reconciling Auntie's choice and the Order. Please, the Order of the Ascendant will be waiting in anticipation of further orders. May the numbers guide you.
Initial observations conclude that the subject is suffering from multiple ailments.
Analysis. I have a fix on their weaknesses. Those reconstituted mechs still function. How inconvenient.
Invasive elements!
Disruptive. End ready. Exposure. End ready. Exposure.
Investigating hostile intentions.
Of such an occurrence, a rift and a plasma hazard are directly blocking our path to the Sovereign's ship. Suggest we scour the area. The scientists here were unlikely near the caliber of the Order, but perhaps they left something useful.
This is Scientist Bernard Rand, sent to Horizon Point Station by order of the Consul. While monitoring the reconstitution, I picked up strange readings in the old skip lab. The core appears to be pulling plasma tightly around it, not unlike a planet and its moons. Fascinating, though it thwarts my attempts to gather more data. Fortuitously, in searching the remains of the lab, I found an equation that could manipulate the core just enough to clear the chamber. And my way to professional acclaim. Let this be a record of protectorate ingenuity. Bernard Rand, the man who marched fearlessly into chaos, tamed it.
Somehow, I expect Rand's theories evaporate and put into practice. Much like Rand himself. Perhaps we can still utilize his calculations.